This show is clean.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 720. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today, Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, plus the finale of my Intuit interview with the San Francisco band DANGERMAKER and their lead singer, ADAM BURNETT. And we lost an amazing guitarist, very influential in rock and roll history. Mike's Daily Podcast. We'll find out who that is, and also this obsession we have. It's a mystery. Mike's Daily Podcast. With wanting to perform. I'll get into that topic, but on the last show, something happened that made us all sick, and that was Floyd the Floor Man drank muscle milk. We don't want that to happen, because it'll make us go, ilk! We don't want a buff Floyd the Floor Man. No. Mike's Daily Podcast. And when he drank the muscle milk, he said, glug, 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 which for some reason really annoys me. Mike's, I don't know. Daily. Why? Podcast. You know how those little things press your buttons? Yeah! That's what it does. And look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what.
What?
What are you talking about? The ham bone, Mike? You saying that word makes me hungry. Wants me to make some pea soup.
Oh yeah, because you put a ham bone in there when you make a pea soup.
That's right, a pea soup with the ham bone.
Oh, that sounds so good. When you make the pea soup, Benita, with the ham bone. Yeah, Mike, pea soup and ham bones, and you put some peas in the pea soup. It's really good and delicious with the ham bone. Exactly.
Have we exhausted this topic yet?
No, because, all right, I was thinking the other day, because I was watching a really horrible thing on Netflix.
Mark, isn't that most of what's on Netflix?
Ha ha ha, let's make fun of Netflix. Let's poke fun at them. I hate Netflix. Thanks, Benita. You know, what it was I was watching was, since, of course, I am a huge Doctor Who fan.
And a nerd.
Doctor Who is wonderful and British and time travels through time. There's a spin-off show called Torchwood. In fact, the word Torchwood is an anagram of Doctor Who. And I watched every single episode except for the last season. It is so awful. But the premise is everyone on Earth stops dying. Even if you get mortally wounded, you don't die. You stay alive, and that's the premise. And it made me think, oh, there's a lot of shows like this, a lot of TV shows with the premise of something, global, something strange happening. Like, wasn't there one where we all, lost a year of our lives or something, or all of a sudden all the electricity stopped working? One of those massive, there's zombies all over the world now. I was thinking, what would happen if we removed, if just one day we woke up and nobody had the ham gene, wanted to perform, wanted to be all, entertained, like what I'm trying to do here. Not that I'm trying. I'm just doing. Now I've backed myself. Anybody got any paint thinner to get out of this corner? Anywho, so what if we all wanted to stop performing? Those of us who want to perform, there seems to be what fuels our social media, what fuels everything that entertains us today, is that even the most non-performing type person has a little performance side to them, and they let it out. And all of a sudden you've got someone like dancing at a wedding and the video's on YouTube and we're all laughing. Or someone decides, hey, I'm going to start writing a blog because I feel there's a part of myself that I want to express. And everybody starts reading that blog, or a lot of people, or some segment of the society. So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all this social media would vanish because no one would want to share anything. No one would want to perform. What if we just didn't want to share of ourselves? What if we all became introverts? So there'd be none of that, and there'd be no reality TV show because no one would want a camera stuck in their face. Maybe there'd be no entertainment at all. There'd be no podcast. Well, oh, you like that idea. Okay, that's strange. A world with no podcasts, how wonderful. No movies, no Broadway, no theater. Everyone that ever wanted to be an actor would be like, no, I don't want to do it. I want to paint corners. Can you imagine a world like that? And how basically so much of Silicon Valley would die because so much of that industry is based on the content producers of the world that that produce content free. There'd be no bands. Can you imagine no new bands? No, I don't want to perform in front of I don't want to upload songs to Bandcamp or SoundCloud. What a world that would be. Mark, you're frightening me. Sounds like a strange, dark world. I'm going to leave. Bye, I don't want to think about that. A world of introverts, Disgruntled Fiddle Player.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I don't want to talk to you. I'm feeling all introverted now.
You're feeling introverted. Wonderful. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I am the Brewmaster. I make the 8th beer. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, what root beer did you make for us today?
Mike, I made a contemplative 8th beer because what you were talking about made me contemplate the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No Silicon Valley, no Hollywood, if nobody wanted to perform.
No Muppets either.
Oh, no!
Yeah. Well, this is some sad news. Johnny Winter, the great blues guitarist, has passed away. That's him with Bad Girl Blues. And he was hailed one of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time. He rose to fame in the 1970s, and he included memorable collaborations with his mentor, Muddy Waters. This according to BBC.com. He was in Zurich earlier this week, just days after playing at the Lovely Days Festival in Austria, and that is where he passed away. He recently said he just wanted to be remembered as a good blues musician. He's from Texas, and he had wanted to be a musician from the age of 12. He began his musical career on the clarinet, then the ukulele, then he moved to the guitar, and his breakthrough came in 1968 when, at the age of 24, after opening for Mike Bloomfield, he was singled out by Rolling Stone as one of the best blues guitarists on the Texas scene. His brother, Edgar Winter, had some hits, including the song Frankenstein. I saw Edgar Winter at the Santa Cruz Boardwalk a couple of years ago. He was doing a live show. In 1976, the two of them teamed up for a live album called Together. Johnny Winter was instantly recognizable by his long white hair, and he worked with some of the greatest bluesmen, producing several albums for his childhood hero, Waters, with whom he won a number of Grammys. What did you think of Johnny Winter? Do you have a lot of Johnny Winter albums? He's got some great blues stuff. You can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section Emails from Email. Also, email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Check out the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. It's a place where we have links to where to find us on iTunes. Subscribe to the show in iTunes. You can also rate and comment on the show. If you do that, more people find out about us, and that's cool. There's also the Facebook page. Find us on Facebook, and when I post a new show, share that with your friends, and more people find out about us that way too. Also at MikesDailyPodcast.com, links to where to find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Mixcloud, Yelp, Tumblr, Twitter. There's the Amazon deal of the day. Click on that and buy something. That helps us out. And there's the blog and the daily podcast picture. Oh, and all the past interviews are all there at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Into an interview.
Okay, cool.
I'm talking with Adam Burnett, the lead singer of DangerMaker. Where did the name DangerMaker come from, Adam?
People ask that a lot. It came from...
I saved it to the third segment. I saved it to the very last part of the interview.
Oh.
Because it's the biggest question. Yeah, but I know why. No, I have no idea. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I guess it came from a big, long, exhaustive process of trying to decide on a band name, and we had like hundreds of possibilities, and it was getting to a point where we just needed to decide something and start doing this, like it was holding us up. So anyway, we started narrowing down what we had, and Carlos actually had come up with DangerMaker from an old episode of The Avengers from, I think, the 50s or 60s.
Ah.
The old black and white show.
With Patrick McNee. I think.
With who?
Patrick McNee?
I'm not. Oh, yeah, I think so. I'm not that familiar with the show, but I believe you're right. So DangerMaker, there was an episode called The Dangermakers, and they were a bunch of ex-military guys who were like retired and were kind of bored out of their minds. So they would purposely kind of put themselves in these dangerous positions for no reason, just because they were bored, and they started endangering everyone around them. So that's where the name came from. We liked how it sounded, and the connotation kind of suited us a little bit, I guess. But we're not that dangerous. We're pretty nice guys, actually.
But you're bored, and so you want to cause a little problems.
Well, and then we make music to deal with that.
Yeah,
I think.
It's not boring, that's for sure.
Yes.
And Adam, you kind of look like you would be in some TV show where you would be like a private eye or something, like a spy or
That sounds fun. I'd love
a man of mystery.
A man of mystery. Indeed.
And I noticed you have a lot of jackets, like leather jackets and stuff.
Yes, we wear jackets.
They're very cool.
In San Francisco, you need a jacket. You need a decent jacket, I think, is the moral of that story.
Yeah, that's for sure, because that weather changes and gets chilly.
Yeah, you never know.
And I like how your videos have a lot to do with San Francisco. You really use the city, and You're Not There is definitely a big chunk of San Francisco.
Yeah, it is. We all live here because we love it here. And I think at this time, if you don't love it here, it's a tough place to stay. It's pricey. You've heard all the stories and whatnot right now. So, but we do love it. So we try to do what we can to support music here. But in shooting that video, we kind of wandered around the city and it worked out.
And who was the mime?
The mime was a woman named Rhea, who we found on Craigslist for $100.
Okay.
So, we decided we wanted a mime in the video, and
you got one.
I don't know where else you would find a mime. A Craigslist, of course.
That's for find everything on Craigslist.
Exactly, and some things you don't want, probably.
Now, are you from San Francisco originally?
I wasn't born here, no. I didn't grow up here, but I've been here since the 90s. About 15 years. Wow.
So you've seen it go through some interesting changes.
Yes, very. Yeah, definitely.
And you've been part of the music scene for a while?
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I think when I first moved here, I was playing more solo acoustic type stuff. So I've kind of gone through some different facets of it. But DangerMaker's been around for 5-6 years now.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, we've been around the city for a while.
And what got you into music originally?
I started playing music when I was very little, as I think we all did in the band. Personally, I started out in our school orchestra playing violin in the 3rd grade,
Wow.
And and did that till junior high school, and then just kind of the music I was getting into wasn't, violin friendly, I guess.
Yeah.
So I made the switch to guitar, which was a pretty easy switch, really, from violin. And, I've kind of played on and off ever since.
Excellent. Was that in California?
Yeah, I grew up down in Los Angeles.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then realized I didn't belong down there.
That's similar to me.
Yeah, a lot of us, too.
Yeah, we like it up here in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care about beaches, after all.
No. We have beaches here. They're just not that warm.
Yeah, they're beautiful, though.
Yeah, they're nice to look at from a distance.
What, and finally, have you had some interesting things that fans have done? Anything bizarre, like... Fans, when they come to your gigs, do they do anything strange? Have they been pretty mellow, or have they...
Nothing like crazy out of control. I guess we don't get those kind of fans, but one thing that pops into my head, it was just a very nice thing, I guess, that caught me off guard. We played a show, and afterwards someone came up and slipped me a note. Wasn't the person that wrote the note, it was apparently someone else. And the note was very nice and just said something like, I see a great calling in your life to play music and to help other people and that kind of thing, and don't give up, sort of a thing. And it was great. I don't know, that had never happened to me, so.
Oh, that's cool.
It was very cool. Yeah.
See? It's great.
There are good people.
There are good people. And if you love your band, you should tell them. You should slip them a note and let them know.
You should. It makes a difference.
And buy their music.
Yes, that makes a difference too.
And your music can be found at DangerMaker.com and DangerMaker.bandcamp.com.
And many other places.
And I think you guys are on SoundCloud.
Yeah, we got some stuff on SoundCloud and iTunes and most digital, most places.
And let's play You're Not There. Where did this one come from?
You're Not There. You're Not There. You're Not There kind of came out of that period when I was dealing with losing my father. And we were pretty close, and it was kind of the realization that person that I talked to a lot and who was always kind of there for me wasn't there anymore. Mm-hmm. So yeah, came from that.
Wow. Okay. And then the video has some cool effects. We mentioned the mime earlier, and then you're kind of fading in and out in it, and it's very interesting. Slice of San Francisco, and it's a very cool song. Let's play it. You're Not There, and you're at the Elbow Room this Friday.
Yes, sir.
Celebrating the release of the first song we played called The Light.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. It is Danger Maker. Thank you, Adam Burnett, for being on Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
You're not there, Danger Maker, as we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Thank you again to Adam Burnett for being on the show, and he will be at the Elbow Room in San Francisco tomorrow night.
And here's today's podcast picture.
So, as you know, here in California, we are so wanting rain. We don't like drought. We don't like having a $500 fine put on us if we're caught overwatering. Actually, we shouldn't be overwatering. We're the last people on the planet that should be overwatering. But $500 is going to scare people into really watching what they sprinkle in their front yards or what cars they wash. So the picture is actually of a week ago. It looked like we were going to get rain in Castro Valley. The skies were turning all churny and everything and dark, and it looked like there was going to be some rain falling out, maybe making our brown hillsides look a little greener. Nope. It was a big tease. A big rain strip club. So you can see that picture now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. It's rather picturesque.
Mark, in the South, our lawns go brown in the winter because, you know, they go dormant and then they turn green in the summer. Here in California, it's the reverse.
That's right here, Podcastro Valley, California. A lot of the lawns are going brown, and that's just how we have to do it because of the drought. It's crazy. Mike, I need water to keep myself hydrated. Oh, that's a really good point. Tomorrow, we will bring you another Into an interview with a brand new band called Bed. And they were going to be on the show a couple months ago, but something happened, and now they're going to be on tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Plus, we will hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!
Benita, if you're dehydrated, you should drink some of my oat beer.
I'd rather die.